Just a couple of minutes late, my apologies, but just a busy day in the weather department, bottom line. But good morning to you. First warning meteorologist Eric Burris here with you for Coffee Talk on a first warning weather day. What is a first warning weather day? If you're unfamiliar, let's just get right to it, okay? Today, essentially, we're anticipating the threat for some strong to severe storms with a little extra atmospheric energy. And because of that, we are calling today a first warning weather day. It's just a way for us to try and let you know that the atmosphere has a little extra opportunity, okay? And as a matter of fact, I'm just getting some information from the National Weather Service, and I'm just going to read this to you, all right? It says, good morning, potentially busy day ahead for us. A few storms out there already across the Nature Coast, producing winds up to 40 miles an hour. And this makes sense because of soundings from aircraft showing 35 knots of shear. So the storms are just mixing that down to the surface. So that makes sense. So essentially, there's stormy weather firing up. And I'm going to show you the live radar here in just a couple of seconds' time. But essentially, what we're seeing is stormy weather firing up. And it's just 8 o'clock in the morning. Here's our live first warning Doppler radar. The metro, quiet for now, though we're watching these storms kind of getting going out west of us. Let me loop it, and you can really get an idea of these storms getting going kind of out of nowhere, right? They're kind of, we started off with a pretty quiet morning, just a little bit of rain, and then it's been kind of firing up more and more and more. So, it's one of those cases where we just need to make sure that we're tracking things, and of course we will. I encourage you to stay with us through the day, and we'll keep you updated. All right. Interestingly enough, it does not show us live on Facebook. How fun is that? We're going to try this again, and unable to connect on Facebook. Oh, that's fun. All right. Well, while I'm live here on Twitter, I guess I'm going to go ahead and just try to authorize that. All right, let me get that working. I'll start this feed up again in a couple of seconds. Good morning, everybody. Let's try this again and see. All right, now we're going to Facebook. Okay. I was talking for the last couple of minutes, and it just didn't go to Facebook. Looks like at least now we're there. So fun. For those of you that did not hear my spiel a couple of minutes ago, my apologies. But essentially, today is going to be a busy day in the weather department. We're calling today a first warning weather day. Facebook's API just wanted to be grumpy. That's fine. All right, so here we are. Scattered strong to severe storms anticipated over the next few hours' time. We're under a level 2 out of 5 risk for severe weather today. Okay, so this is going to be a day we think is going to be busy. I'm going to say this again just because most of you all are on Facebook and didn't hear it. Basically, what the National Weather Service had mentioned was that through data from aircraft, they're able to determine that there's about 35 knots of shear upstairs, and that's already translating down to the surface. So we already have some stronger storms kind of getting going. Let me take you to our first warning live Doppler radar. And the metro is quiet, although look at that into Orange County. We are already seeing a nice downpour kind of out of nowhere. Boom. Kind of firing up over Lake Apopka. Out west, we see those storms over Sumter County and Lake County, and then further to the north here into Marion County. So we're already starting to see this activity. When we switch over to our wind velocity product, excuse me, we're watching some ribbons of gustier winds. For example, here near Groveland, 35 or so mile per hour winds, 30, 35. So it's not severe, but that's a nice, stronger storm there. And all of this is kind of working into the metro. So it's going to be a stormy day today. We know this. We've been talking about this. And with that heightened threat for severe weather, I would also say it's going to be a day where we just need to be watching things closely. As far as the breakdown on impacts, what are we looking at here, okay? Damaging winds, hail, flooding, those are going to be our main concerns. Tornadoes are going to be the lower concern, but it's not at nothing. So it's still going to be something that we're going to have to watch through the day today, okay? Weather Service saying strongest cell positioned in southwest Marion, where gusty winds are running 30 to 40 and small hail could occur. Yeah, so there you go. So that's the Weather Service already discussing our overall scenario today. Level 2 out of 5 risk for strong to severe storms. And we should get an update, frankly, from the Storm Prediction Center in the next few minutes' time. And when we do, you know I'll certainly be bringing it to you on our social channels. But that all said, what does Futurecast show? All right, so this is where we're going to start to dive into several versions of Futurecast. All right, so first off, there's kind of that window of stormy weather coming in, getting a little nastier around 11 o'clock. By 11:30, 12 o'clock, everything's over to the beaches. And then the middle part of the day, we take a little bit of a break. Okay, then we start to fire up some more activity through the metro, 3, 4 o'clock, and then another wave of nastier storms comes in around 6 o'clock tonight. All right, that's the short range Futurecast. The longer range Futurecast showing those storms piling up 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock, excuse me, at our area beaches. Then a few showers midnight. Notice by about 12, 1, 2 o'clock, some pockets of stronger storms firing up. 3, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, severe weather potentially again. And then through tomorrow morning, 7, 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30, some stronger storms as this finally clears out. And then tomorrow afternoon, we've got an opportunity for some stronger storms. So there's just a lot of activity here that we have to make it through. Several rounds of strong to severe storms are possible. Several rounds of severe weather, gusty winds, frequent lightning, the whole 9 yards, okay? Thunder, rain, and a bit windy, Michelle says it just started raining here in Okahumpka. Indeed. So what is all of this courtesy of? All right, let's take a look at the state of Florida satellite and radar. And essentially, there's this piece of energy that's breaking off and moving across the Gulf of Mexico. Anything interesting?
No.
Okay. And you can see it. It's right there. You see how it's just kind of drifting to the south? Out ahead of it, it's firing up some storms. So the atmosphere destabilized, right? We're going to be watching through the day today for several of these rounds of strong to severe storms today because of that destabilization. This is not just a normal opportunity for, afternoon storms. The atmosphere has a little bit of extra kick there, okay? Danielle's asking, are they canceling flights? At least on a wide perspective, we're not seeing flight issues yet. Here's the latest data from Orlando International Airport. 20 delayed flights, 5 cancellations, but the FAA has not put out any kind of delay programs, which is good. We don't want that. But, whether it be weather here locally or elsewhere, that's kind of where we're at. All right. Do I need to be nervous? Liz is asking about a flight Sunday morning at 7:30. They're not going to put you in danger, Liz. So should you be nervous? No, I wouldn't be nervous. Just know that there may be some weather troubles for you. All right. And as long as you're good with that, then we're good to go. Right. While we're just chatting, I'll run the radar through. And it's always impressive to me how Florida can get things going from nothing to something as quickly as it does. But here we are, right? All right. Let's see here. Hey, Dan, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great start to the day. Catherine, darn, our granddaughter's, what was that? Okay, short-term forecast. Our granddaughter's graduation party today. Yesterday was a nice downpour around 3, and then nice the rest of the day. Yeah, I mean, today we've got more activity around. Marion's wicked storm over the villages right now. Oh, for sure, and it's just moving into you. Yeah. Chris says Facebook is malfunctioning for me. Replies aren't showing. Listen, the first time I went live on Coffee Talk, it didn't even work on Facebook. So there you go. But there's that line of stormy weather marching through our western areas. Not severe, but, starting to get strong. Okay. All right. Listen, I'm going to be babysitting the radar. So with that, I'm going to wrap that up. I'm going to show the 7-day forecast, do a quick tropics update, and then we're going to call Coffee Talk a little short today just because I need to babysit the radar. I'll pop back on. I promise you I will. But, need to focus on the radar and watching these radar trends. Okay, so for today, we've got a first warning weather day, okay, because of that opportunity for severe weather. But in reality, we've got not just today as a first warning weather day, but we've got early tomorrow morning from about 3 a.m. to lunchtime. We're calling it, at the very least right now, an impact day, where there's an opportunity for severe weather again, okay? So it's really just an active weekend with round after round of stronger storms. And then looking ahead to next week, we're back to normal procedures, okay? So there's that, all right? Questions about our local forecast? Otherwise, we can move on briefly and check in on the tropics. All right? Let's see here. We'll be watching your updates. Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate it. How's the attractions today? It's going to be stormy. It's going to be stormy. We're going to be watching the threat for severe weather across the entire area, whether it's the attractions, whether it's the beach, whether it's Ocala, whether it's Aunt Tina's farm. It's going to be stormy. Okay? Sound good? Sound good. All right. All right. To the tropics we go, and off the coast of Africa, watching this little wave of energy. Not much for now, but the model's quite bullish on this becoming potentially a tropical depression early to mid this week. And then even beyond that, the intensity models are wanting to bring this thing to a hurricane. So we'll have to watch to see what happens. At the very least, though, it's something to watch. High 70% likelihood of development over the next 7 days' time. Not an immediate threat to anybody, which is certainly the good news there. When we look at the computer forecast models on it, here's what they're showing, okay? Again, not an immediate concern to us in Florida or the United States, but there's kind of the model consensus. So we'll be watching this in addition to our local forecast. But, I frankly, I haven't spent much time on this thing today because there's been just our local forecast that we've had to watch very, very closely. All right. One last check of Futurecast, and then I'm going to hop off. I'll be back on, though, through the day. Don't you worry. Okay. But let me dial up Futurecast. All right, and here's kind of the idea this morning, watching those storms moving through 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock, Seminole, Orange, Northern Lake, Volusia, Flagler counties by about 11:30, 12 o'clock, watching it all move off to the east, and then kind of a little bit of a break, but storms refiring around 12, 1 o'clock south of town, and then notice through the afternoon just more and more bubble up showers and storms around. So it's not that it's at one specific time, but it's just these next few hours we're watching things getting more active, and it will stay active through the day. Okay? And then we're going to do it again early tomorrow morning. Another update on social media in just a little bit. All right? Be the sunshine in someone else's day, y'all. Thank you so much.